I'm going to show you how you can increase the default frame rate from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second within a remote desktop connection. So by default, Microsoft limits the frame rate over remote desktop connections to around 30 frames per second. However, you can change this using a registry key. So if we open the registry editor and then create a new dword value under HKey local machine, system, current control set, control, terminal server, and then WinStations. If we just right click and create a new dword value with the name DWM frame interval, and then give it a decimal value of 15, and then press OK. We can now restart our virtual machine. And then once we reconnect, we can then check the frame rate, and it should now be running at around 60 frames per second, which it is. Now, just because we've increased the limit of our remote desktop connection from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second, it doesn't mean that the remote desktop client is capable of achieving this 60 frames per second, or that the hardware that the virtual machine is running on can provide this 60 FPS video stream. So that's how you can change the base frame rate from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second in a remote desktop connection.